What's up, Pisces Collective? Thank you for joining me for your role opener reading. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita. Welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm going to be bringing forth a message from you guys. And I actually just realized that I normally would have had the cards already pulled for these role opener readings, but child, I forgot. So just gonna pull them as we go. And I did identify what crystal you guys are needing to work with to unblock whatever road needs to be open for you guys. So we're gonna tap into that and reading a little bit of what the crystal prescription is. I'm already able to tell that you guys are really being called to follow your heart, to listen to your heart and follow your heart. As a Pisces, you are we. I got a lot of Pisces in my chart as well, and I'm on the Aries Pisces cusp. But we're in touch with our emotions. Sometimes too much. Sometimes it's imbalanced. Um, but we're needing to tap into that actually and listen to our heart. And not only like be in our heart space, fantasizing, being dreamy, but to actually ground that which our heart is leading us to. Um, I had a shamanic journey. When was this? It ain't been a full week. It was some days ago while I was sitting in the sauna. And long story short, I saw myself as an oak tree. And I heard that I am tall and strong like an oak tree, which that's the third or fourth time that message has come to me, right? And that my reach, like the branches of an oak tree, are it's vast, right? That it reaches far out beyond even my knowing. I'm reaching people and helping people unbeknownst to me by way of being a strong, tall oak tree. And that from my tree comes seeds that are planted on fertile soil that is cultivating other oak trees and creating a forest, right? So again, this happened days ago. I ended up encountering someone on my way home from the gym who, when I told her what it is that I do, she said, "You're going to have global reach." She said, "Just hearing what it is that you say you do, it you're going to evolve far beyond our area or even the United States." And she said, "I see that for you, and I'm speaking that into your journey." And I told her, I said, "Yeah, I received that." I said, "I just actually was in meditation at the gym and received that similar message." So I'm sharing that with y'all because as I was praying that I be a vessel of love and light and bring forth the best message for your highest good as the Pisces collective, I had that vision again of the tree and the seeds being planted on the fertile soil and smaller trees coming up to become oak trees and build a forest. And so that is very much speaking to the energy that is coming forth for the Pisces collective and those who have been drawn to watch this video. So you guys may find yourself at a very imperative point on your journey of growth and evolution. And the message that's about to come forth is going to let you know where there may be an obstacle or a block, but how to go about unblocking it. So we're going to get a message from the archetype cards first. Spirit, show me. Let me cleanse these cards. I got some incense burning. As I just got off work and need to cleanse my energy. I like to cleanse my locks with the smoke, my pulse points. I'm gonna go in there and take me a Epsom salt bath, and listen to some healing frequencies and digress. And then I'm gonna finish watching Snowfall. I started binging it. I got the Hulu trial just so free trial just so I could watch it, right? And I've been rushing all month to finish it, and I think I got maybe 2 or 3 episodes left. So I'm gonna try to get that done tonight. But Spirit, please show me what road is blocked for the Pisces collective at this time and where they're being led. What road is blocked for the Pisces collective? So you got the rebel and the martyr. You're going from this rebellious energy to actually being a martyr, taking up a cause, fighting for something. Damn, where my sacred contracts book. Ooh, it's right there. Yes. Okay, I'll be able to give y'all a bit more information because I have that book right by me. So with this rebel energy in its light attribute, it's someone who challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. I'm definitely one who could be considered a rebel. I don't necessarily go along with what has been put in place for us to live our lives and be successful systematically, right? I go against the grain. So for some, I would be considered a rebel with a cause. So for many of you, you're either a rebel with a cause but needing to shift from that rebellious energy to putting your focus more into your supportive martyr energy, or you've been a rebel without a cause and you're being called to take up a cause. You're being called to take up your cross, so to speak. Like in the church, they say, must Jesus bear the cross alone? We're all meant to bear a cross. We all have something that we're here for, a purpose, right? So as you are being called more into this martyr energy, you're being led to be in and learn and teach that transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Again, taking up a cause, being of support. For some of you, there's something you've been fighting. You've been rebellious against your purpose, your calling, a journey, a relationship, a new career, bringing forth some idea. You've been rebelling against it. And instead of rebelling against it, you're needing to join the fight. You're needing to get involved. You need to have boots on the ground, right? And you're needing to show support to whatever this is. Somebody out there knows exactly what it is that I'm talking about. I just heard that. Like, they know what you're talking about. They know exactly what you're talking about. So, okay. You're going from the rebel to the martyr. Stop fighting it. Whatever you're fighting, you're surrendering it. Or you're needing to surrender it because your rebelliousness is what is blocking this road for you. Spirit, show me why this road is blocked, though. Why are they being rebellious? Show me, because they're being activated. And this fell face down. So something about this is unbeknownst to you or someone attached to you. So you got wind activation and karma. So this has been blocked because somebody's been rebelling, but also been being activated in the midst of that. So it's like when you're evolving into someone else or into doing something new, you don't become the professional at it overnight, right? It's a process. So this has been a process for somebody, and amidst that process they've been rebelling. But guess what? All of the greats have rebelled at some point. All of the greats have run from their purpose of what they've been called to do. I was just thinking the other day about how Jesus is said to have been in the Garden of Gethsemane the before they say he hung, bled, and died on the cross. And Jesus knew his fate, right? Knew what God had called him to do, what role he was being called to play in this 3D reality. And the story has it that Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane and told God, Father, please take this cup from me. Now, if we speak metaphysically, cups represent emotion. So I'm like, okay, so did Jesus mean, I know what it is that you're calling me to do, and I'm down to do it, but this feeling, possibly the fear, right? Can you take that away? Because I'm nervous, I'm scared, and I don't want to do. I mean, I want to do it, but I don't want what comes with it, you know. But Jesus had to be activated in order to carry out that mission and overcome that fear and do what he was being called to do. The story does not, like, they tell Jesus' story as if Jesus didn't have any human experiences, right? So Jesus didn't have sex. Like, Jesus didn't do anything that wasn't perfect and pure, and which I think sex can be perfect and pure. But like, according to the Bible story, like, Jesus just didn't do anything human. He didn't piss, he didn't shit, he didn't, like, they don't talk about none of that, right? But say that he came to have the human experience and transcend it and show us that we have that power to transcend the human experience as well. So that ain't a good, like, the Jesus story is not a good example of karma, is what I'm getting at. But for many of us, and what it's saying here in this reading is that someone was rebelling because they were in the process of being activated and living out karma, whether it be karma that they accumulated in this lifetime or from their ancestral lifetime, their genetic encoding, their DNA. For many of us, we have done things in other lifetimes that we're now experiencing the karma for. If you don't believe me, look into the law of cause and effect, the law of karma. It does not have to be that your circumstances are your circumstances because of something that you did in this lifetime. It could be something that's in your DNA. And that's why meditation and activations and things like that are so important, because we need to do that work to shift those energies and address that karma on a cellular level. I had a recent meditation where a shamanic journey. I was laying in the bed, had some shamanic drumming music playing, and then I saw myself walking up what is it called? A helix chain, the DNA that looks kind of like this, but here you have these serpents. But I'm walking up it, and then I find myself going into one. And when I went into one, there was a flight of stairs. And then from that flight of stairs, I saw myself walking through what looked like a hollowed out bone or like a dry valley, right? And from that point on, I started to have awarenesses and a deeper consciousness of like why I am where I am in life right now, especially financially. Even though I'm grateful for what I got, you know what I'm saying, but I've had more. But I'm eternally grateful for what I have, but I am where I am on my journey because of some past life karma and some poverty consciousness and lack consciousness that has been within my DNA. I inherited this shit, and I am the generational curse breaker that has had to do the work to break it. And so somebody has been in the midst of something like that has been like karmic, whether it's like the lack of capacity to show up in romantic relationship or to live out your dreams and go forward towards your goals and your life purpose. But whatever the case, part of that rebellion has been by way of has been during a time of activation and healing karma within the DNA, ancestral karma or past life karma. But with activation being at the top and karma, let's see what's at the bottom. It's leading to passion. It's leading to being led by your passions. And it's leading to being a martyr because you're going to fight for that which you're passionate about. So for many of us, our ancestors had passions that they weren't not afforded the freedoms to live out. But you've broken that chain, and or you are actively breaking that chain. And that is the part of the road that is being called to be unblocked for you, to follow your heart, to do what it is that you're passionate about, to ground, not grind, but ground that which your heart is leading you to. So if you're one who you've never seen healthy marriages or healthy relationships, healthy parenthood, or a healthy financial status, a better understanding of abundance, spirituality, just it's a myriad of ways that our people have been, I don't mean just black people, but people have been held down and held captive, that you're being called to be the one to, like, you got that key to unlock the chains, right? Or you're the one who's being given the strength to break through the chains, even if you ain't got the key, because it ain't the only way to get free, right? So there's that. Somebody is being led to tap more into their fiery aspects of themselves, your creative energy, your sexual energy, your ability to create, which is your God body, your God self, because God is the ultimate creator. So tapping into that within you and being a martyr, and being supportive of others on your journey, helping them get to that place as well. One thing that's coming to me is I recently was asked to hold space for a group of girls ages 14 to 21, and we had our first session, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. We had our first online session, and I loved it. We actually ended up having two because there was a discrepancy with the time. So I had one group of girls at one time, and then I ended up doing another session with the other group of girls. But we have been talking about, we're starting with what it means to be an accomplice to yourself. We're going to build up to requiring others to be an accomplice. And when I was looking into the definition for accomplice and like how it differs from being an ally, the thing that stood out to me is most of the definitions for accomplice meant somebody that's willing to commit a crime with you. That's your accomplice, right? But I did find one that spoke to what it is that we're laying the foundation for with the girls, and that is that an accomplice is somebody that's going to show up for you and support you. An ally can say they support you, but they ain't necessarily putting forth no action. But like this martyr energy, the accomplice is going to show up and stand on the front lines with you. This is somebody that's going to stand beside you and support your cause actively. And so you guys are being called to do that, and whatever has been blocking you from doing that has been very deeply ingrained within you. Some fear, some lack of passion for a cause, and some karma ultimately. So I love to see that karma is being released, and that you all are becoming more of an accomplice. If you know of any young, I don't know that it's specific to young ladies. I think it's young people, period. I'm gonna get clear on it. But if you know of any young people who are interested in mentorship, we do a online session once a month, and then there will be an in-person coming together in April. In Houston, Texas. So I'll keep y'all posted on that, or you can reach out to me to inquire. But let's see what it is that you're needing to surrender or surrender to. to unblock this road. Surprised the light ain't went out. It did it right before I started the video. Huh? I said it. At the top of the deck, which 2 cards fell out face down. Surrender, denial. Whatever it is that you've been in denial about, you're being called to see things for what they are and stop denying it. So it says accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. You all have some decisions to make, and it's going to require some acceptance. Not trying to change nobody, only focusing on you and what's best for yourself and accepting what is and making your next decision based on that. So you got surrender, denial, and surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Some of y'all got too much dip on your chip, as they say. You got too much shit on your plate. And you use that as an excuse for why you don't follow your passions, why you don't follow your heart, why you don't ground the things that the divine is pouring into you to ground, right? Why you're not following your purpose or not living your purpose-driven life. So you put limits on yourself, but those limits that's poverty consciousness that has been, you've inherited that. It's not just been your experience in this 3D reality in this lifetime, but you inherited that from past lives or ancestrally as well. So of course that ain't easy to alchemize. That energy ain't easy to transmute, but that is the call for you to be more open-minded, to be honest with yourself about what is, how you feel, what you want, and to set boundaries with others as it relates to you getting there. You need to reprioritize some things is what this is saying. And at the bottom of the deck, surrender your belief in scarcity. Again, that scarcity consciousness, that poverty consciousness, that lack mindset is being eradicated. It's being called to be eradicated so that you can live a more passionate and fulfilled life, so that you can follow whatever it is that you're passionate about. With surrender your belief in scarcity, it says the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. No more just fantasizing. No more just planning. You know, some of us, we got it mapped out. We got it strategized. In 2 weeks, I'm going to do this. And then a month from then, I'm going to make this happen. And then it just end up being a list that collects dust. No. Our ancestors, for many of them, they did that same shit. Either it was the fear in them or it was circumstantial. But whatever it was, they didn't. For some of them, they didn't get it done. And for those who did get shit done, imagine what all they wanted to do if you compare it to what they actually did manifest. It was so much going on circumstantially and societally that would have hindered them. And then they didn't know what they didn't know. But here you come with all this freedom and all this support and all these ideas and all these resources. And you're the one who's being called to move the needle and take shit even further. And I know you meant to take shit further because look at this man in this car. He got his bags packed and he looking at the path ahead where the light is. And he's sitting there procrastinating. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Get out of your head and think about all the ways that shit could actually work out for you and get going. Take your shit and get moving. And I know y'all need to get moving because underneath surrender your belief in scarcity, you got surrender to non-action. And this card typically speaks to not doing anything. Like just let peace be still, sit down, don't do nothing. But this card was before surrender your belief in scarcity. So that means you need to get moving and what? Surrender to passion. I can't make this shit up. So you got passion coming out twice. I cannot make this shit up. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. What Tony Braxton say? Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Everything's gonna work out right, you know. Let it flow. Let it. Hold on. Now I got to pull up the lyrics. Tony Braxton. Let it flow. First thing Monday morning, I'm gonna pack my tears away. Not got no cause to look back. I'm looking for me a better day. You see, the thing about love is that it's not enough if the only thing it brings you is pain. There comes a time when we could all make a change, darling. Let it go. Everything's gonna work out right, you know. And that's the hook. And then she says, you see, the thing of it is we deserve respect, but we can't demand respect without change. Comes a time when we must go our own way, like that man with his bags packed. Because sometimes a love can work out right by now, and sometimes you'll never know it. You never ever gonna know it. But if it brings you pain in your life, don't be afraid to let it go. So if there's something that you all are needing to release, surrender, let go of, other than this denial and these limits and this poverty consciousness, it could possibly be a relationship or the way you show up in a relationship. Let that shit go. Because you guys are being encouraged to follow your passions and believe that things could actually work out for your highest good. If the divine is leading you to it, it's absolutely going to work out for you. But you're needing to surrender to what is and stop fighting it. Again, that acceptance. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. I can't make this shit up, bro. I cannot make this shit up. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So surrender fear and surrender to spirit. Look at this man right here in the surrender to fear card. This is the whole warrior. He got fire and all kind of shit coming at him, and he fighting through it. A whole champion. Courage. Some of you are needing courage in order to make the move that you're being led to make and follow what it is that you're passionate about. Pursue who or what it is that you're passionate about, and stop comparing yourself to others. Instead of comparing yourself to others, put that focus toward surrendering to the magic that you are. Loving on yourself. Loving yourself, propping yourself up, not doubting yourself, not living in fear, and setting your own standard. Fuck what they got. Fuck what they doing. Do your own thing. Surrender your fear of change. Change is inevitable. But know that with each turn, each twist, and with every change that you're being led to make throughout your growth process, the universe has your back. Surrender to trust. Surrender procrastination. It's time. Surrender to divine timing. And I said this might be about releasing an unhealthy relationship. And guess what's underneath that? Surrender unhealthy relationships. God got a whole miracle waiting for you. But you're needing to let some shit go and open that block road. I quit. I'm done. We're going to get this crystal prescription, and I'm going to let y'all go about y'all life because I'm tired of fussing. So the crystals is actually two that you guys are being led to work with are one, petrified wood. Now, is that not bananas, considering that I had the vision of the oak tree and the other trees beginning to grow in the forest? And then the crystal page that I turned to through bibliomancy intuitively is, oh, well, that is a sign of release. A form of release. Excuse me. Petrified wood. So it says petrified wood is a stone of patience, of slow, steady growth towards the goal of spiritual transformation. It reminds one not to push the river and also not to swim against the current. It reminds us that we can trust the flow of life and evolution, and that divine timing is probably better than the schedule one desires might prefer. Petrified wood is a good stone for gradually strengthening the body. It is recommended to be carried or worn by those who need greater stability in the spine or skeletal structure. It also instills strength of character and helps one live by one's ideals. It gives one a sense of peace during times of change. Even simply looking at one of these stones and imagining its existence as a tree hundreds of millions of years ago, one is reminded of the vastness of the great wheel of life and of the importance of surrendering to its inevitable turnings. For many of you, there are chapters of your lives that are just naturally being called to be brought to an end, so that you can start something new, so that you can start this next chapter, so that you can rewrite your story. So you may want to check out the Aquarius reading, which was heavy on recreating or rewriting your story, recreating your narrative. Petrified wood assists one in past life recall. It is especially useful for grounding insights one gains from experiencing these memories, making the connections between the issues and themes of previous incarnations and the concerns of one's current life. It helps one turn past weaknesses into new strengths, just as the perishable wood has evolved its form into that of immortal stone. Petrified wood carries an imprint of the recent 100 to 200 million years history of the earth, and it can be utilized to view the Akashic records of this planet. Using petrified wood in conjunction with other stones attuned to the deep past, one can gain clear and stable visions of previous civilizations and of times before humans were in physical form here. One can even go back and view the seeding of Earth's evolution by non-human entities of great intelligence and spiritual power. Spiritually, petrified wood embodies spirit and form. It is a teacher of the beauty and power of the physical realm and helps one receive and learn the lessons of being an embodied, conscious spirit on the earth plane. It assists one in recognizing that the earth provides everything we need. It helps one overcome scarcity consciousness. Surrender. Where is that card? Shit, there's so many of them at this point. But surrendering that belief in scarcity. Right here. The one with the dude with his backpack damn near ready to go. But it is his mind, his thoughts, his consciousness that's got him stalling when he could be balling. Walk into the light, Caroline. If you've ever seen, what's that movie? Is it The Exorcist? Where they tell the little girl to walk into the light. Walk into the light, sugar. Because it's time. Divine timing is at play. You've been waiting to have all your ducks in a row and all your shit together and all your shit to be perfect. And the North Node is now in Pisces. And this is a Pisces reading. And the South Node is now in Virgo. North Node meaning that's your North Star. That's what you need to be moving toward to fulfill your purpose in life. Your South Node is like the energy that you embodied in several of your past lives and that you're needing to release and let go of, shed that skin like a snake through the rebirth process. And for many of you, that whole concept of perfection shit, needing to be perfect before you can make the move, you're being called to shed that as this South Node and Virgo energy is supporting that. As above, so below. As within, so without. So, petrified wood can help one recognize and overcome. Oh, this is the emotional benefit of working with petrified wood. Petrified wood can help one recognize and overcome limiting emotional patterns handed down through one's ancestors. I told you this shit is karmic. It's in your DNA. I gotta read that again. Petrified wood can help one recognize and overcome limiting emotional patterns handed down through one's ancestors. Often, these emotional patterns were created as survival tools in order to deal with situations one's ancestors or parents encounter, but which are no longer appropriate. Petrified wood can help one identify which of these patterns are no longer needed, so such limitations can be cleared, freeing humanity from the destructive echoes of the past while still keeping the ancient wisdom that can help us return to balance. You that one. You that one. You the one that's being called to break those generational curses and break those chains, especially as it relates to your emotional patterns. And that may show up in how you eat. It definitely shows up in your relationships. Our emotions affect how we spend money and save money, how we view money. Like, that shit affects your entire being. We are so driven by emotion. And so it behooves us to break those chains and to do this work. But the affirmation for petrified wood is, I grow and evolve slowly, steadily, with strength and patience, drawing from the lessons of my soul's history. Now, the other crystal that you're needing to or could work with to unblock this road is called Piemontite, Piemontite. And it's associated with the intelligence of the heart, emotional healing, commitment to life, joy, purification of the blood and bodily tissues, and light body activation. And it's good for working with the heart chakra. So this one spiritually enhances the consciousness of the heart and facilitates conscious communion between mind and heart. It helps to heal and align one's energies and support the formation of the body of light. So like that guy with the backpack on, sitting at that road looking toward the light, his mind probably telling him one thing and his heart telling him another. His heart is telling him to go down that road, and his mind like, boy, you gonna fuck that up. Your ass gonna end up right back here. You packed all your shit up for nothing. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't good enough. Like, it's the mind that will plant those seeds of fear, but Piemontite helps with aligning the mind and the heart, because that's where that movement takes place. Emotionally, Piemontite can help dispel negative emotions such as depression or grief and increase one's good-hearted enthusiasm for life. Enthusiasm, that's that fire energy. That's that passion that you're being led to tap in with. And the affirmation for Piemontite is, I trust my heart and I choose to let it lead me through life. Letting your heart lead you to your abundance. Getting your ass up off that ground and moving forward toward the light. I love this for y'all. I hope the message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I am hosting another shadow work class on February 9th. So if you're interested in joining us for the class, it's online via Zoom, and the information is on the community board. The link is there where you can get more details and also purchase your tickets. The early bird admission ends February 2nd. And that price is $20. After that date, it will be $27. And I am offering it for a second time because I'm being divinely led to develop a level 2 course. And I want to give people the opportunity to take the level 1 course first before we move into the level 2 information, so they can get that foundation. But if you'd like to donate to the channel, that information is in the description box below. If anything that I said resonated with you, feel free to leave your comments in the comment box. I do respond. I ain't Hollywood. And until next time, y'all. Peace.